My dear students and learners, and again I am meeting you in this video of engineering thermodynamics of third unit properties of pure substances, and this is for second part, that is Rankine cycle or vapor power cycle, in which in this video we are going to discuss about various losses in the pipelines and the thermal devices and how these losses are having the effect on the efficiency of the Rankine cycle. Okay, so already I had a very deep discussion or discussed about the various losses, but still I am continuing and showing all the losses in various coordinates, and so that you can understand how the various formulas is going to have some little bit changes in it because of these losses, and how these changes would be affecting on the efficiency or the performance of the cycle. Okay, so let me move. So this slide I would have already discussed in the last video itself. Let me continue, and that is I gave you a short recall about this particular slide, that is in boiler pressure loss occurs. So what we are that is what the practical pressure is, P1 dash is absolutely greater than the pressure what we have note down or we have found out by the paperwork of the ideal cycle. Okay, this is P1 for ideal cycle, and actually the boiler is in need of higher pressure to give the same amount of steam at a temperature, that is fixed temperature, right? And due to heat loss and as well as the other irreversibility losses like frictions, wear and tear, and the mechanical transmission losses will give you the turbine efficiency also lesser than the ideal cycle, and which had been explained that the actual entropy or isentropic process should be 1 to 2 years, that it should be straight in ideal cycle, but however in actual cycle it was not 1 to 2 years, and it is following 1 to 2 parts, so that the amount of work output delivered by the turbine is not matching with the ideal cycle, and lesser than, of course it is very much lesser than what we are expecting from the ideal cycle. Okay, that is turbine gives lesser output than the ideal cycle in actual practice. And in the condenser, usually condenser losses are very minimal only, but due to the piping, that is whenever the heat transfer occurs between the various pipelines, you will be getting the pressure losses, because if you take the water has to be transferred or it has to be made to flow through the pipes with various cross sections and various shapes. Okay, so surely you will get the pressure drop from P2 to P3, and thus the inlet of the inlet of the pump, it would become P3, and here also at the pressure of P3 again some pressure loss occurs, that is heat loss occurs, and thus the pump work is working between 3 to 4 hours in the ideal cycle instead of 3 to 4 hours. Now actually what happens, the pump isentropic that is isentropic compression takes place following the path of 3 to 4 dash. Okay, 3 to 4, and thus here amount of work input to the pump is not equal to 3 to 4 s, and of course it is 3 to 4. You can able to see 3 to 4 is having higher work input is needed than 3 to 4 s. Like turbine 1 to 2 s is maximum if greater than 1 to 2. Okay, so here higher work input, here lesser work output. Okay, so in condenser lesser pressure existing, and in boiler it required higher pressure. Boiler it is required, it is in the requirement of higher pressure than what we are calculating in the ideal cycle. Okay, of course the pressure dot here in the descriptions I have given everything. You can also read this. The pressure drop due to friction and heat loss to the surroundings are the most important piping losses, and state 1 dash and 1. Okay, here state 1 dash and 1 represent the state of the steam leaving the boiler and entering the turbine respectively. 1 dash to 1 double dash, here I shown no 1 dash to 1 double dash represents the friction losses. Here 1 dash to 1 double dashes is representing the friction losses, and 1 double dash to 1 due to friction loss pressure loss has occurred. Okay, due to friction pressure loss has occurred, and then that is actually it has to enter to the turbine at 1 dash, but it is entering only at 1. What happens between this 1 dash to 1 double dash and 1 double dash to 1 is between the summation of friction losses and the constant pressure heat loss to the surrounding. Okay, so first here friction loss made the pressure to comes down from 1 dash to 1 double dash, and 1 double dash to 1 again pressure loss, that is a temperature heat loss occurs at a constant pressure condition. Okay, both the pressure drop and the heat transfer reduce the availability of the steam entering the turbine. So here if you just think that if it is entering if that steam is entering at 1 dash to the turbine, means you can get more and more amount of work than what now here extracting. Is it right? Okay, so it also reduces the pressure and temperature of the steam and the availability of the steam. Okay, a similar loss in the pressure drop in the boiler and also in the pipeline from the pump to the boiler is also occurring. Due to this pressure drop, the water entering the boiler must be pumped to a much higher pressure than the desired steam pressure leaving the boiler, and this requires additional pump work. Listen, here I told already, actually the pump work should be given for the pressure limits of 3 to 4s, and thus lesser work could be given if the process is following the reversibility and absence of friction losses and pipe losses. But actually what happens is it is following the path of 3 to 4, and thus more and more amount of work is being extracted by the pump because it has to supply the water to the pressure of P4 to the boiler, and of course if it supplies at the P4, then only the pressure, after the pressure losses, the desired boiler pressure could be achieved. Okay, so we have to give much higher pressure than the desired steam pressure leaving the boiler, and this requires additional pump work, right? Okay, so here also it is nothing but you can have okay, leave it. Then now whatever we have discussed should be written in equation. Already in the initial videos itself I told this thermodynamics is nothing but whatever physically happens should be converted in terms of mathematical model and equations, right? So now what happens, what happened to the various SFE equations means instead of H1 equal to H2 plus WT as we have derived in the turbine, again we are adding some Q losses, and you can write the efficiency of the turbine is equal to which the efficiency means less than 100. Of course the turbine efficiency is not meeting the 100. Okay, so lesser than 1 means in the numerator you should get the a lower amount of work done, and to the ratio of in the denominator you should write the higher amount of work in work output. So here from the TS plot you can able to see 1 to 2s will give you maximum work output, 1 to 2 yield you lesser work output. So here this is what is here is actual work output by isentropic work output should be written. This is H1 minus H2s meant for isentropic. Isentropic process means ideal process. H1 minus H2s it will give you maximum efficiency, but H1 minus H2s is not possible due to absence of reversibility, due to absence of adiabatic process. So thus what happens, H1 minus H2 only happens, lesser amount of lesser work output was only given by the turbine. So efficiency is equal to actual work output by isentropic work output. So same thing when you are writing the losses in the pump also similar to the turbine and are primarily due to irreversibility associated with the fluid friction. Heat transfer is usually negligible. Why here heat transfer is negligible as in the turbine means pump is handling only fluid, okay, low temperature or saturated liquid only. So here we are avoiding the heat transfer and only we are taking into account of the fluid friction, okay, and thus here efficiency of the pump again it has to come to lesser than 1 or lesser than 100. If you want to lesser than the 100 means lower work input, lower work input should be written on the numerator and higher work input should be written on the denominator, okay. So which is lower? Isentropic is lower. Lesser work input can be given only by isentropic work. Pump needs work done on the system. So H4s minus H3, H4s minus H3 will give you lesser work input, okay, but H4 minus H3 will absorb more and more amount of work than the isentropic, okay. So here you have to write isentropic work done by the ideal actual work done, okay, isentropic by actual work done. Here in turbine actual work done by isentropic work done, okay. So that you please sit and watch the videos again and again, try to understand by using the various coordinates, then only it is possible for you to follow the classes, okay. So and regarding the losses in the condenser, or usually they are very lesser than what we are having in boiler, since the boiler related to higher temperature, higher pressure steam, it handles superheated steam also, so the losses would be more and more than the condenser. Condenser is working on the atmospheric pressure only, that is of course it is little bit much if it works on the atmospheric pressure means it would be so much good, but it cannot work on the atmospheric, just above than the atmospheric pressure. And these losses includes the loss of pressure and the cooling of condensate. Condensate, because of the cooling and removal of heat, here also you have the pressure losses, right, okay. So here for the past 2 to 3 videos I have been imported you about the actual vapor cycle processes only, since they are very important, because these are all the roots and which stems about the new topic of improvisation of Rankine cycle. What is ideal Rankine cycle? Now you have studied about, discussed about actual vapor cycle, and now we will move to, because of these losses, how to improve the efficiency will be studied in the for forthcoming videos. Okay, so let me sign off now. I am Dr. Suja. Thanks for patient listening and happy learning. Please keep on learning and watch the